Alright, we should be
Are you racing
live.
Thursday?
Do what?
Are you racing Thursday?
Hopefully. If everything
Awesome.
goes alright. Yeah, looks like we're live.
Cool.
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up! Greetings, everyone. Caddy Damas here for round number 3, Zenith Online Racing. Joined again this week by Electric Chicken once again. We had such a good time last week. Figured we'd do it again.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, Italy. Well, there's no hopefully. It's going to be fantastic with you and me, of course. But hopefully, we see some. Hopefully, we see some clean racing, some nice draft strategies, and of course, a clean start. I mean, the start is that's obviously always the talking point.
Yeah, I
In,
mean, that
in
first corner can cause some issues for sure. Oops.
Okay, who's going out? We got everybody in the pit. There's a couple people on the way out. We got a Williams, a McLaren on the way out. Zoink
Yep,
Zazoo.
let's hope we don't have a repeat of the actual Italian Grand Prix where everybody bunches up and decides not to go, not to get a lap in Q3.
I'm excited for Fuzz. I'm thinking he's going to put in a good lap. I mean, he's got a lot of proof from last time, you know. He just hasn't had that much luck in the first two races. Ryan doing really well in Tier 2, stealing 2 podiums in a row. I don't know if we can sanction that kind of activity. Somebody showing us up. Sir Harry Hotspurs, of course. We're definitely going to hear some puns tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, so Fuzz is saying no rain in the chat, so that is kind of disappointing. I was really hoping for a wet Grand Prix.
That's you and you alone.
Well, you know, as a commentator, I found the wet races tend to be more exciting. So who's out
They're
leading the
definitely.
pack here?
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna be the
agree.
first.
Yeah, Italy in the wet is just devastating.
Any track in the wet is just devastating.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I
Who we
think it's
got
actually
going
going to
on
be
here?
Fuzz that's going to cross the line.
Zoink Zazoo is
Oh, he's in the wall.
perpendicular.
He is looking for treasure apparently over there.
He did a cold hard reset.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Fuzz is the first one to cross the line, start the hot lap.
Buzz
As he
coming in
heads
hot.
down into the Retafilio. Very tricky chicane to get correct. Looks like he got it pretty good. Got a nice exit out of there around Curva Grande.
Yeah, Zemoglis is actually just coming through the Lesmos now.
Is he he's the first one out?
The Toro.
Oh yeah, I see somebody just ahead of Fuzz there. And actually it looks like a Red Bull ahead of them both. Oh,
Zemoglis.
as Fuzz saw some treasure and decided to go off track, that is going to ruin his lap.
Fuzz saw some treasure. That is hilarious. Zemo is looking like he's going to put in a pretty good lap time here. He's just coming through Parabolica.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the slipstream. Is that Biga in front of him, or is that Puff in front of him? Well, RC actually first one to cross the line, a 120.0. Josh Josherson, a 120.7. Smoglis, a 20.3.
Those are good laps.
Zoink's still in the wall. Beck has retired
Beck.
from the session. That was quick.
Yes, that was unfortunate. Now, was that an accident or?
I don't know. I haven't gotten sight of his car. Harry Hotspur sets a 120.4. Zoinks is really having some issues getting back around to the pits right now.
Yeah, he
Lot of
seems to be in the
yellow
grass again. I don't know
Flags
what's going on.
out right now. We got a few guys out on the mediums. And of course,
Yeah.
Jinnit out there on the hards. That is the shock of the year so far, that he's going with the hardest compound. Puff Digital with a 20.7 on the mediums. That is a pretty solid lap right there.
That is literally sex on ice. I can't believe that. That's a great lap. That's a hot lap.
It is on those mediums. I mean, to be only about 7/10 off the pace, a little under 7/10.
I think Prince Ali's coming in for in the Merc for his first lap.
I'm on board with the other Merc right now with Destroyer. He's on the mediums. See what kind of time he can set. Really want to be close enough to
Ooh,
the car in front of you, get a little extra slipstream with these long straights.
I think he grabbed an extra gear there by accident. Destroyer did, perhaps. What was that?
He sets a
So
23.2.
I don't think he'll be too happy with that one. He might want to come around for another lap and then hop onto the second set of. Oh, he's on mediums. Wow, okay, I get it. I can see that. You know, if you're not used to the mediums, then you're easily going to lose maybe 2-3 tenths of turn, right? But once you come around for that second lap and they're a little bit broken in, that's when we're talking the money line.
Yeah. Definitely 2 laps on those mediums will do him just right. Brent Crystals sets a 1:23.1.
Fuzz on an out lap.
Yeah, Fuzz just said in the chat this is his first race without using ABS, so he locked up a bit. You definitely need to be gentle when you're not using the ABS. You can't just go full brake. Doesn't quite work as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess a good rule of thumb is always brake a little bit earlier. I mean, if you have to trail in a little further, from a little further back, that's definitely what you're going to want to do, as opposed to whatever, when you go out of invalidate your lap.
Yeah.
Invalidate your lap. You know, just brake a little earlier. Absolutely.
On board here with Ryan, it looks like he's got a good slipstream from the car in front of him. There's a Mercedes. He might have gotten held up just a hair. It's kind of hard to tell. Looked like he thought about going to the inside.
Prince Ali couldn't make it out of Redifilio.
And Ryan sets a 20.4. That's good enough for 4th at the moment.
A great lap, Ryan. Absolutely. Jack and Jones, I mean, hey, get outfitted there, folks, if you want to look and feel your best.
I think Fuzz makes everybody nervous.
He, absolutely.
Let's see if he can make it through the Lesmos this time. Through Lesmo 1, not too bad. Let's see if he can get through Lesmo 2.
Are you on board?
Pretty good with him. There, he stayed through it. DRS open.
You got to watch that off-camber curve. I mean, that's going to claim a few victims tonight. I bet we'll find a couple people swimming around that gravel
Scary
pit.
here, very important set
Prince
of corners.
Retired.
Oh yeah, see, I just saw his car over on the right side coming out of Ascari, so it looked like he might have got perhaps a little snap oversteer, and into the wall he went. But we'll see what Fuzz can do here as he is getting ready to complete his first actual flying lap. Or timed lap, I should say.
That's my guess.
Oh, a 19.5. How about shave that down by 2 seconds? Boy, Chicken, you really underestimated him.
Oh, my goodness.
Good going, Fuzz. The McLaren's up at the top.
That is unbelievable. Good job, guys. I mean, that was a 119.5.
Question is, will somebody get down into the 18s? Now you see everybody abandoning those medium tires and going out on the softs all of a sudden. I'm riding on board with Doth, who's on his outlap. He's behind his teammate, who's also on his outlap. We could see the Ferraris helping each other out here.
Let's gain it a little bit deep. That lap is not worth completing now, but he is a 1:21.434 on hards. Yep, that's a pretty stellar time.
Question is, will that be good enough to stay inside the top 10? I have a feeling, knowing him, we'll probably see him come out on the mediums for
He's quite the contrarian.
Another lap. It's usually what he tends to do is he'll go out on the hardest compounded tires and then he'll come out on the mediums on his next attempt.
Well, it worked great in Silverstone. Let's see if you can pull it together in lots of area for people to lose time in Silverstone. You can get away with worn tires in Italy because, hey, we're looking at, 4 long straights. Really only 3 sections, turns 2 and 1, 5, 1, 2, 4 and 5, 8, 9 and 10.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I always find tricky about Italy is you have little room for error on most of the corners because of the gravel traps, especially through 4 and 5 and then the 2 Lesmos. So it's, very, if you run just a little bit wide, you're losing a lot of time. On board here with the lead Ferrari of Zeg, and let's see what he can do. Looks like he is probably going to be right around a 1:20, maybe just over. Yeah, 1:20.0.
Doth coming in right now.
Doth right behind him. a 120.6 on those mediums, so that is pretty
he's,
good right there.
I think actually, was that? Oh, okay. Oh, he had to cancel that lap. He's going through the safety route there. He'll have to come around for another try.
On board
I mean,
with
with
Puff
who?
right now. Let's see.
Okay.
Looks like he may improve
Wow.
as Mario retires from the session. So we have 3 retirements already here. Prince Ali is the only one who's really set a time. As Puff abandons that lap, he may not.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes in there. And it's important to note for all the drivers and the spectators to watch. Everybody coming out of parabolic. Oh, we have somebody facing the wrong direction right out of Ascari. That is a dangerous place.
Who is that?
I don't know. Jeez, I was on board with... Oh, man, I'm so confused now. Here it is,
by.
on board with Doth. That was a... Oh, it must have been Jamer. It must have been Jamer Mario.
Mario decided to face the wrong
he's
way.
out of session. Anyway, it's important to note the difficulty of not catching a 5-second coming into the pits. I mean, just right now, Doth is at 200 miles per hour, passing the pit lane, so it's going to be tough for these guys to manage that downshift and pit limiter positioning.
Yeah, because it is right there. I mean, you're going full speed when you're getting ready to come into the pits, and you got to really time your braking very well in order to not catch a penalty, but also not lose too much time coming into the pits. Riding on board here with Biga, and we're going to see what he can do. He is out on the sauce. It looks like he is going to improve his time a little bit. Yes, he does, a 19.6 or 19.9, excuse me. So that's good enough for second right now.
Ryan's in a lap 2, just coming into the Lesmos.
And he is on
have a
soft tires, isn't he?
Yeah.
It says on mine, Ryan's still on his out lap. I'm riding on board here with RC. Currently sitting with a 120.1. I think somebody's going to have to get at least a 19.3 if you want to hold on to pole as the track gets faster and faster. Hard to believe we're already down to 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in this qualifying session.
Yeah. I'm blown away right now. Ryan's putting so much pressure on these tires, and he's on his out lap. Maybe he's trying to warm them up. I'm not really sure. He's down to 50% ERS, and he's coming in parabolica at what I would consider full quality pace.
He's not holding anything back on that out lap.
No, I mean, I actually think that there was a miscommunication there because he just bumped up from 7th to 5th.
Oh yeah, so it definitely was not on an out lap. Then as RC sets a 19.6, good enough for second. So most McLaren's back up at the top. This is the kind of quality racing you get here in Zenith Online Racing. I mean, just fastest time after fastest time. Right on board here with Harry as looks like he is on a hot lap, just going through the first chicane and going around Curva Grande. We'll see if he can improve on his time.
To Rogia, an excellent execution there, just barely grazing the gravel. Perfect execution.
And through Lesmo 1 pretty tidy as well.
A little bit of curb there. You don't want to take too much because you take a tight angle, you're going to lose some speed. If you take a wide angle, you're going right into the gravel. So you got to get that real. Oh, he's got JFD to boot.
Yeah, little teammate working together right there. Some nice DRS heading down that back DRS zone. Get that extra slipstream. Runs a bit wide coming out of Ascari.
I wonder if that's an invalidation. You almost have to continue to take it really wide to not invalidate the lap.
Yeah. And if you try to turn in a little too sharp, it's easy to lose the back end off the
here it goes.
Runoff area.
Sir Harry Hotspurs.
He improves slightly with a 120.2. Yeah. Doth right now sitting pretty in the with the medium tires in 6th. You're gonna have to watch out for him. And just as I suspected, Jenna is out on those medium tires right now on an out lap.
Yeah. Again, it should be pretty good here. I mean,
that was Harry getting out of the way of his teammate JFD, who is now on a hot lap. So we'll go from one racing point to the other. And we'll see what
Josh
JFD can
Josh's
do. He can improve on that 20.6.
Anybody who wants to do another laps, kind of getting down to crunch time here.
I mean, we're very tight here because, I mean, the top 10 is only separated by just over a second. So very fine margins here if you want to get into the top 10. I mean, even going down to 13th with Puff Digital, he is 1.2 seconds off the pace of Fuzz, who is currently our pole sitter. So
absolutely.
It is very fine margins here. A few tenths here and there can really improve your grid position.
Absolutely. JFD put in an absolutely fantastic Ascari.
Yes, he did. It looked nice and tidy. So let's see if he can improve. Apparently about just over 1.1 off Fuzz's time. Where's he going to end up after this lap? A 20.1. So that moves him up to 7th. So the two racing points up in 7th and 8th.
Side by side, that's what you might want. If you guys could both get clean through the chicane with a little bit of teamwork, you can bring yourselves right into podium contention. Absolutely. If you just stick to the plan, good consistent laps, and a little bit of drafting work, we're talking lots of ERS lots of ERS when it comes to crunch time.
Yeah. Now, interesting to note, Doth is now out on the soft tires, so I'm wondering if he's actually going to complete the lap or if he'll back off at the end and take his best time on the mediums.
He's just making everybody sweat. He's going to come around perfectly here.
On board with Jeanette right now, who's out there with the mediums. We'll see if he can improve. Ran a little wide.
I don't know
coming through Ascari.
I don't know if the undercut is going to be too profitable. I'd love to see some massive undercut action here. Well, he jumps up to 10th on the medium, so I mean 126.03. Maybe he's got another one in him. Is he coming around again?
He is. Let's see if he's staying. He's got his ERS down to 0, so he may be just preserving the tires, recharging the battery, and then give it another crack. But under a minute to go right now, so if you're not out there getting ready to cross the line shortly, at least this isn't like the real-life Italian Grand Prix. We don't have a gaggle of 10 cars trying to fight each other for slipstream and not getting across the line. That was something to see.
Yeah, exactly. And crazy, hairy Italian fans with no T-shirts on. That's the last thing we need. Just joking. I really enjoy the Italians.
Codemasters, put that in the game, please.
Pizza.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. Give us a couple.
Yeah, I know, right? Or a couple mafia guys in suits or something like that. You know.
All right. Doth is, I'm not sure. Oh, he's down 5/10 so far through Sector 2. JFD with the root tire.
Yep.
I think he's happy with.
I have a feeling Doth isn't going to complete this on a flying lap. I think he's going to be satisfied where he's at with the mediums.
D-Zig and Doth doing some excellent teamwork there. Gets out of the way just the last second, and we're going to come. I think we're going to see something spectacular here.
As Doth, no, what do I know that he's going to back off? He goes right to the top, 119.5.5.
Doth.
2/100ths faster.
Himself. That was just absolutely sexy. I'm talking Venice Beach golds.
I'm riding on board here with Stig. It looks like he is picking up some nice slipstream from a Toro Rosso in front of him. So perhaps this could help him out and move him up from 10th. I mean, he is less than a second off the pace, so it is going to be close if he's going to improve. 20.3. No, he does not.
Just a side note, what I was noticing in time trial is taking the tight line off of Parabolica was saving a little bit of time. Now I don't know if that's maybe that's a me thing, but I was finding that was saving a pretty decent amount of time.
Prediction in the chat that Fuzz is going to dive bomb or torpedo Doth into turn 1. It'll be interesting come turn 1 because that is always the fun corner here at the Italian Grand Prix as to what kind of chaos happens. Almost I'd rather be starting in the back just to kind of avoid some of the carnage up at the front, but you know, Oh, Sir Harry Hotspur's DRS broke. Oh, that is unfortunate. He was 2/10 up. So, looks like we are going to start at 8:27. So, we will have a brief intermission, and we will be starting this race very shortly.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a great qualifying to see. Do you want to go through the top 10? I know that's your
Oh, you can go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go grab a fresh drink of water, and I'll let you run through it.
fantastic. H2O. Doth red hot in his red hot jalapeno Ferrari. I'm talking feta cheese stuffed red peppers with a 119.550. Pipped it after a couple excellent laps on the medium. Fuzz in second. RC7 in third. We got Ryan coming out in fourth. Arbiga fifth. Dzig sixth. Zemoglis seventh. And I actually couldn't catch the end there. Nonetheless, it is going to be a great race today. Too many puns with Doss' name, and that's what I get. I'm having a good night tonight, boys and girls. I mean, this is going to be a great race. We got a great pit view lane right here. You see all those nice, sexy wings, all that carbon fiber. We got the DHL pit advertisements. I mean, I'm not a big fan of DHL myself. I know when I order things off of Amazon, they all come via the Amazon, but I don't have a business either, so I think they ship larger packaging, a little bit larger infrastructure. This is going to be pretty good. Turns to watch out for. We're looking at 1-2, turns 1 and 2. Redifilio. I mean, if you break just after the 150, trail it right in. Maybe take a little bit of an early apex on 1. Try and keep the power on for 2. Let off if you have to, because you don't want to lose any time spinning your tires any bit more. But if you can get out clean, then, I mean, Curva Grande is an easy, keep it tight right line, but you can be passed on the back left if you're not careful coming in a Rogia. So you take Rogia nice and smooth, again on the power nice and early. 5, watch the gravel check. You come around the Lesmos. 6, drop a couple gears, take the tight line. 7, maybe a little bit of curb. You do not want to go wide, or else you will find yourself raking the gravel. If you can make it past 7, which is fantastic, what we actually have called Curva del Seraglio.
Yeah, I know. I would. I butcher
I'm
half
not.
these names.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it the Rolex bridge because it goes down nice. It probably drops maybe 20-30 meters in elevation. Comes under the Rolex bridge, and then you come up and of course you're going Mach 10 into Ascari, maybe braking at the 100 board, trail braking, using most of the curb at 8, maybe a little bit of curb around 9, and then you're taking a tight exit off of 10, most of the curb, and then you got to watch it on the right side there. You don't want to invalidate your lap or get a warning, so pedal at your discretion. Of course, the last turn is Curva Parabolica. Turn 11, not for the faint of heart. You have to get it perfect, or the person behind you is going to have an even better chance to pass you. You at least want to make them have to work in turns 1 and 2. I mean, it's going to be. This is a great track. This is an absolutely great track.
Yeah, it tends to have a lot of action. You know, you got it's a very fast track, so it's really important to stay within DRS range of the car in front. To be able to use that slipstream and DRS to make your moves around here. Although, with the runoff areas and the gravel, we definitely could be seeing some mistakes that could capitalize some people in some positions. And it looks like we are getting ready to get started here.
Yep. Andrew Sanford from the chat. Podium predictions. Doth, RC, and Zemo, not necessarily in that order. Zemo also featured with a bicep emoji. I'm wondering, maybe they lift weights together.
Maybe they do. Workout partners. Who knows?
Andrew Sanford.
It's a mystery.
Simon G. The DHL sponsorship. It's going to be pretty good.
So it looks like everybody outside the top 10, with the exception of Destroyer and Zoinks, have gone on the mediums, and Beck has gone on the hard, so he's going for that long first stint perhaps a hard to soft strategy, so he could be very quick near the end.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty much even. Looks like a Destroyer and I think you know, sometimes you just can't put it down in quali. I mean, you might be a great driver. It might just be one of those days where you just can't put a lap in.
Yeah.
We might be seeing that with Destroyer and Zoinks, but hey, you know what the best part of being last, coming in the in the bottom 5 here into turn 1 is? You could potentially make up like 10 positions, right? So there's
You have the most time too to avoid any potential carnage that is in front.
100%.
Because I have a feeling we'll see at least some carbon fiber go flying into turn 1. We may need to have the marshals on standby to clean up the track.
Marshals on standby. Exactly.
Well, it's a good thing it's not like the real F1 where if there was carbon fiber laying on the track you could get a puncture. Because that would just be unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly. You know, a little bit of salt and pepper on F1 2019 doesn't hurt anybody. Doesn't hurt anybody. It's actually going to be interesting to see the 2020 cars when F1, or sorry, 2021, when F1 2021 comes out. I wonder if the cars are going to reflect the new rules.
I would think so.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be great.
They are lining up on the grid, and we are going to get ready to go. 27 laps, and just so everyone knows, there will be a brief moment of silence, or silent lap on lap number 8 in honor of Kobe Bryant, who did pass away yesterday. The Black Mamba, tragically in a helicopter crash. We're going to do lap 24, but since it's only 27 laps, we figured there'll be some battles at the end, so we're going to do lap 8. We are lined up, and the lights are going to come on any second, and we're just going to 5 lights right away, and we are off. Looks like a pretty good start from Doth. You got
looks like a great start.
Yes, it does look like that. Looks like they're 3 wide back there. They got a little bit into the grass. The McLaren side by side. Couldn't see too much carnage from the angle I was at. Looks like everybody got
one car make contact.
Looks like everybody got through fairly clean. So
that was spectacular, you guys. Thank God, that was fantastic.
Yep, no one.
Wow.
No one got punted into the shadow realm.
It was like 20 seniors getting on a tour bus. Oh, Sam spun and he lost his wing. Took out a Haas with him.
Oh, I think that was Beck. Yeah.
Bummer.
That's so much for the strategy of starting on the hard tires. That's not going to fare too well now.
Well, at least he doesn't have to go in. But he does have to get a wing now, I bet.
Wonder how much the 2 McLarens will actually fight for position back there, or if they'll actually work together to try to stay with Doth, as they both run a bit wide coming through the Exodus Ascari.
He is a little slow through Ascari, yeah.
Fuzz already, or Doth already has a 1-second lead over Fuzz, so.
Hotspurs at Ascari made a mistake, or there's some contact. He is down to 19th place.
Yeah, I see that. Background looks like perhaps Bigham might be lining up a move on Ryan. He's all over the back of him. Ryan goes to the inside briefly to defend right in the middle of the track.
This is a long race. I don't necessarily know if there needs to be...
J. Mario disqualified for going the wrong way. Must have been trying to turn around. That is unfortunate.
Unfortunately, the pride of Ireland is now out. Jamer running...
Well, you still got RC. I mean, Northern Ireland. It's still Ireland, right?
Oh, right, RC. Sorry, forgive me, RC. I am a frickin' bastard, man. I'm sorry. I'm so ignorant sometimes.
Putting a little pressure on Biga here as I'm watching this battle for 5th and 6th. Looked like he was going to make a move to the inside, but he decided against it. RC, wonder if he's going to make a move on Fuzz going down into Ascari. He's moved to the right side. Fuzz on the left defending. He gets back onto the racing line.
Jesus. Well, hey, if you're going to work with your partner, you don't want to put it in the back.
you know this.
So good.
Hopefully this doesn't turn into a Ferrari at Interlagos situation here.
Well, Doth is 2.6 seconds ahead. I mean, hey, you know what? if you're working with your partner and one has more pace, naturally you'd have to let them through. So I mean,
You would think
that's
so.
that.
Because, I mean, you don't want to lose sight of Doth. I mean, already almost 2.7 seconds now, the gap. As now RC is being pressured by Ryan, Ryan is looking to the inside, but he wasn't quite alongside to be able to make the move. RC defended that well.
Dizig up on our bigger.
Yeah, I just saw that in the background. They are side by side as they come through turn one.
Oh.
Some good racing here this evening from the top guys. They are, but Dizig does get that position done. Now Biga is under pressure from JFD. He could lose another position.
He only had 20% ERS. He's going in with 0.
Oh, Dizig, yeah, just
into the
got
trap.
A little too frisky going into.
Ooh,
okay, did he just use? Yeah, he is trying to turn around there.
I might have waited for Zoinks there.
Yeah, it's tough because you get frustrated when you make a mistake like that and you want to get going again, but at the same time you got to make sure you enter the track in the best possible way.
Ooh, JFD 3/10 behind our big up. We got Stig, Puff and Stig. This is tight, man. This is tight.
Yeah, we got a good battle here at the front too. I mean, between the two McLarens and the Haas of Ryan. They put a little distance between themselves and the next group.
I think
looks like Jinnet's making up some positions. He's only about 3/10 behind his teammate.
Just under 40%.
Who is he sets the fastest lap on those mediums on lap number 3? Jinnet does. And RC gets by his teammate Fuzz there. So RC up into second. Made a nice move going into the Redifilio there. So he does take second from Fuzz.
Ryan is almost out of slipstream, and he's at about 20% ERS. He must be pushing it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he just doesn't have the pace right now, or he's got the first couple lap fuzzies, or the goosebumps.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times, too, when the car ahead of you has DRS, it makes it harder to pass, especially if they're running quite similar setups.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, hot Spurs, 123.053.
Yeah.
Spurs are hot right now.
That they are. I'm riding on board here with Jinnet as they're heading down into a Ascari. His teammate went to the left to defend. I think Jinnet is probably content to just kind of hang behind right now. And
absolutely. I mean, lap 4, 27, folks. We're just watching picnics right now.
A lot of time left in this race.
Absolutely. Stig, 3/10 behind Puff. Oh, and Puff gets a great exit out of Ascari or Parabolica. I don't think Stig's going to be able to do it this lap. DRS is open.
JFD's lining up a move on Biga. Looks like he went to the outside. Biga's still on the inside, but JFD able to get that move done up into 5th.
Nice. That's a problem. If you take turn 2 there a little tight, you're bouncing across that curb. So it'd almost be good just to follow the person who passes you in, take the outside line, and ensure a good exit.
Yeah, it definitely did cost cost him a little bit of time on the exit. Just watching this battle between Stig and Puff Digital back here for 9th and 10th. They have a good little battle. RC's kept that gap to Doth at 2.6, so we'll see if he can start cutting into that now he's ahead of Fuzz. Fuzz is still hanging with him, though. Still within DRS range. Oh, as Biga gets back on JFD going into Ascari.
Oh, that's a bold move, Cotton. To use your saying.
That was, but he did get the move done.
Why it's gotta be Cotton? It's gonna be down pillows.
Well,
what's the saying from?
The movie Dodgeball.
Oh, Dodgeball. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
You have a great announcer voice, dude. Caddy, I'm gonna get you to record nursery rhymes for my new baby girl that's coming from me.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Yeah, that's why this Kobe thing hit really hard, was because Kobe actually passed away with his daughter, who was 13, which is
13,
absolutely devastating. I mean, it hits me really hard. I mean, it makes me choke up thinking about it, because I mean, if you want to stress somebody out, you know, you can't help but put yourself in their position. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Big Ginnett. Somebody spun around. We got Big is
Oh yeah,
completely
Biga
around.
is doing some donuts there. That'll get him some free positions. Yeah, and I mean, I think there were two other teenage girls on there as well that were part of her basketball team, from what I understand. They're
Absolutely.
on their way,
Just
along with a couple
a,
parents, and
a lot of losses all around. I mean,
yeah,
Kobe was only 41, and those people with every opportunity in the world right there. I just, what do you,
yeah. I mean, that just goes to show you,
what
it doesn't
happened,
matter
man?
how much money you have or anything like that. It's just life is fragile. It can be taken away from you in an instant. Just you gotta
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Life is short, you know. You never
Yeah.
know.
And what better way to spend it with your new friend commentating Monday night? They're going in. We had JFD's in, Ginnett's in, Puff
Ryan
stayed
making
out.
a move on Fuzz, goes a little bit deep into the Retafilio, but he
Ooh,
gets that move done. He is up into
Fuzz.
third right now. Fuzz losing a few positions.
I gotta give it to Fuzz right there. He let Ryan in. I mean, he defended well, let Ryan in, and Ryan held him up, and he showed some restraint there. Didn't get on the acceleration, didn't do anything rash, and he's just gonna take the slipstream, and we're gonna move forward because there's lots of opportunity to pass again.
But now
I
that
wonder
gap
what happened to
between
Arvika.
Ryan and RC is 2.7 seconds, so he's going to have to put his head down and put some laps in.
I think there might be some wing damage. I'm not sure on who. I mean, I was on board with. Oh boy, I think I was on board with Stig or Puff, and I just saw 3 cars and then they were gone.
See if we can get a front shot of Puff's car so we can see. Yeah, it looks like his wing is intact. It looks like Stig's wing is intact.
Stig there showing some throttle control, not going balls to the walls out of Ascari there, out of turn 10. You know, you just can't risk. Oh, and he has gone around. There's his wing, but good thing it's in front of the pits. I mean, hey,
He
might as
can
well
come
go in
right
for a
in,
new
so
wing
he's not
now.
going to lose a lot of time overall.
Take your losses.
Yep, trying to keep an eye to see about speeding penalties in the pit lane, like you mentioned in qualifying. That's very easy to get on this track, and that is
Somebody
the
picked up
last thing
Prince
you
up
really
there.
want.
I don't know who though. Yeah, we got Prince. Oh, I guess just a Stig is in the pits,
Yeah,
and he's out now. We got Zoinks moves past. It doesn't look like. Yep, Ginnett gets past. Josh gets past. Well, Stig's gonna come out on fresh mediums. He's got to put in. Oh, this is the moment of silence.
oh yes. One lap of silence in honor of Kobe Bean Bryant, the Black Mamba. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And Wayne Cox, aka Coxie, has asked for a personal shout out. My boy, my man, the other half to the Flying D. Everybody knows what the D stands for. Let's do it tier 2, baby. I'm talking Thursday. It's going to be good. Everybody come out. Everybody come out. Everybody watch. Everybody support. Shout out to Wayne.
8 o'clock Eastern Time, Thursday night, right here. Tier 2. Always exciting.
Also, in the game, in the chat right now, I want to congratulate our man Caddy on his new promotion. New promotion into the upper echelons of golf course um, golf course management. Congratulations, my friend.
Well, thank you.
RC
RC
picks
picks
up 3.
a time penalty
Jeez,
there. That's going to hurt.
that's gonna hurt. I'm hurting right now. I got a cramp in my groin. Dig and Destroyer side by side. Destroyer takes him. We're on board with Sir Harry. A Hotspurs. They all make it through Redifio. or sorry, they'll make it through Rogia into the Lesmos now. This is really tight between 17, 16, and 15.
Yeah, it looks like Harry is
Holy.
looking for a way by. He is on those soft tires. They are 7 laps old. Destroyer on those hards. So you got to wonder how those tires are going to hold up
Oh my
because
goodness.
they are probably not too fast. It looks like Harry's
Harry.
going for a move on Stig. And he does get that move done going down into Ascari.
Ooh. Yeah, that wasn't a warning. I don't know what is.
Yeah. Creative track limits.
Creative track limits. We have D-Zig. Oh, they're into the pits. D-Zig, Arbeга, into the pits. Ryan has come out of the pits.
Yeah, he just
no,
came out of the pits, and
yes.
Fuzz looks like he has jumped him, has gotten back in front. The undercut
Oh, here we go.
worked, but Ryan fighting back.
Uh-oh. This is deadly. He thinks better
Ryan
of it.
thinks better of it. Doff's
Fuzz
still
with
out
the-
there, 9 laps so far on those
What do you even
soft
say about
tires.
that? Attaboy. He's 14 seconds up.
Clean air.
Puffs.
It helps a lot, you know,
Hey.
not having that extra downforce from the car in front of you.
Arbega picks up 3.
Ooh, that's... Yeah, penalties could play a big role into the outcome of this race tonight, especially on this track. Very easy to track extend and pick up warnings.
How far do you think Puff's going to go on these mediums? 18?
Yeah, I mean, I think he would try to at least push it probably 16 to 18 laps and then come
Ooh.
in for the softs.
Doff. He's actually coming out on mediums.
Yep, that's I kind of figured. Looks like a pretty simple one-stop, probably softs to mediums
Yeah, absolutely.
or mediums
Let's
to
see how much
softs.
Puff puts it here. Well, any way you want to score this one. I mean, if Puff comes out on softs, I mean these fresh mediums are going to catch those old mediums. I think Doth has run away with this one. I mean,
I don't know.
God,
RC has cut that gap down to 1.8 behind Doth.
that's
His laps
true.
are 1 lap older, but he
man,
has
so
definitely cut that gap down. Still on board with this battle between Fuzz and Ryan. Ryan's still looking for a way through to get back up what will essentially be net third after Puff makes his pit stop.
Look, take it easy. 17 laps left. Take it easy. Because, I mean, hey, he can just ride his bumper for 5 laps here. I mean, we got Prince Ali's coming in back, but he's out of DRS range. So if Ryan can just play this controlled, he can take Fuzz no problem in a couple laps here.
Yeah, it's just a question of like if he doesn't get the earlier he gets by Fuzz, then he can start trying to catch up to RC. That's going to be the problem. Is if Fuzz is losing time to RC in front of him, he could be pulling the old teammate blockade and just trying to keep Ryan behind as long as possible.
God, Caddy, you look so deep in it. I'm so jealous. do you have perfect vision? I'm so jealous.
You know,
Zoinks
some days I
moving
do.
Down.
Depends on how much I've had to drink.
Some days I do, huh? A little bit of whiskey.
Yeah, you know. Try to stay away from the whiskey these days. It does a number.
Zoinks is going in. Whiskey is a great way to have an awful freaking hangover, man.
Yes, it is. Yeah, especially
Brown liquor.
the older you get, the more the hangover lasts. So, you know, it is. It's tougher and tougher the older you get. I need to take 2 days off after I got to plan my drinking in advance.
And you're in the golf community, so I can only imagine that you've been known to put them back over 18.
You know, a time or two. RC's cut that gap down now to 1.3 seconds, so he is starting to put a little bit of pressure on Doth.
I got 2 words connected together when I'm thinking of RC right now. Okay, it's gonna shock people. Half chub. It's good. Okay, let's see what he can do.
Oh man, he's almost got that gap down within DRS range now. He is very close to being it.
Yeah, if he gets it's one more lap. One more lap. He is doing excellent on these mediums.
I think he wants some retribution from last week after what happened.
123. That's a scorching lap.
He was probably on for the win in the end last week before the disconnect. So I definitely think he wants he wants to get this back, as it looks like Fuzz and Ryan going side by side.
And Fuzz with a little lag. That's never a good thing, not knowing where the person is in front of you.
Yeah.
This is a game of inches here.
Yep. You're following closely there,
Okay.
side by side going through Curva Grande. Here we go again. Looks like Ryan's going to get this done, though. He's going to have the inside line into the chicane, and yes, indeed, he does get it done. And up into 4th place, so she'll probably should be net 3rd after Puff makes his pit stop.
They have been losing time to RC7 though, but I don't know if that's RC7's going so fast or Fuzz is blocking. I mean, if Fuzz rides the coattails of Ryan right now, he can bring him right back into contention. I mean,
I definitely think RC has a little bit was showing a little bit more race pace than Fuzz, so I think
range now.
He is. So this could get very interesting here in the battle for what will essentially be the lead of the race, and they're cutting into that gap in front.
Zoinks. Zippo picks up 3.
And
Three
yeah,
strikes.
he does have DRS, so RC is definitely going to start gaining on Doth and perhaps putting a little pressure on him in front. They both have about the same amount of battery.
6. Guinness 7 lap hards. Pulling past Prince Ali. He is putting up a fight right now. I think he's just gonna come in on it late or early, and
yeah, you gotta pick your battle sometimes when you know you got a car behind you on fresher tires and you have 13 lap old mediums. You know, you just gotta pick the times you want to fight.
Brent Crystal's in the pit. Brent Crystal's in the pit.
Oh, we haven't talked about him too much. He went 12 laps on those soft tires.
That's bold. That's a toughie, because at 12, I mean, you're basically riding around on marshmallows.
Yeah, I'm sure those things were screaming to get off that car.
Absolutely, but he does have 14 laps to pull on the medium, so he's gonna have some good pace.
He is, and he's could definitely make up some positions.
RC, like you were saying before, RC. Oh man, I mean, one more lap. Can he do it now? Oh, that's a little wide.
Runs a little bit wide.
That green curb, it can catch the best of us. Oh man, this DRS is just phenomenal.
But is he going to look for a move? He does look to the right side.
No.
Is he going to be close enough? No, he decides better of it. Not quite close enough to make that move stick.
Doesn't bat an eye, man. This guy, Russian roulette. God, I looked off. Prince Ali picks up 5. Unfortunate. Speeding in the pit lane.
Speeding in the pit lane, just like you talked about. You called it. RC possibly looking for another move here going into the chicane. Maybe the cutback.
Oh.
Nope, not quite close enough, but he is putting a lot of pressure on Doth right now. And actually, this has allowed Puff to increase that gap a little bit. He still needs to make a pit stop, but any time he can gain, this battling could be good for Ryan, too. It could let Ryan back into it. He is 9.5 seconds back.
There. It was 10 seconds up literally half a sector ago, so if that's half a second for any reason. Okay, RC. Can he do it now? I mean,
ooh, he got a nice exit out of Ascari. This battle for what essentially is a net race lead here is really heating up. I think RC really wants this win this week. Felt he should have had it last week. And he is looking to redeem what happened. Hopefully there'll be no connection issues.
Puff in, fresh
RC going for the move again, down the inside with the help of DRS, and he does take the lead of this race away from Doth. So now we will see, can Doth battle back? Where will Puff come out in the pits? Actually, it looks like he is going to come out side by side with Ginnett. Ginnett getting possibly just ahead, but Ginnett is on those hards, and Puff is going to be on those softs, so...
I don't know if Puff's going to have too hard of a time getting past Ginnett here. Ginnett with the alternate strategy on hards now. I mean, I wonder what he can do. I mean, hey, if Puff can do some damage right now and maybe get 3-4 seconds ahead, Ginnett's oh, wow, Ginnett putting up a fight.
Ginnett knows he's fast, and he knows Puff is fast as well. So I mean, he doesn't want to give up this position easily. He's going to fight for it. But on these tires, 2 compound difference, I don't think he's going to have much of a chance.
No, but in 10 laps, you know. or
Yeah,
in 8
near the
laps.
end of
Oof.
near the end of the race, if he can.
Oof. Beck and Sam having a little tussy in the back. Beck picks up damage and Sam picks up a penalty. I can only help but think that was a little bit of bad blood there.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
mean, you got to think
Oh.
Beck after the win last week, he is just not where he wants to be. Back down there in
Hotspurs
18th.
and D-Zig. Sorry to interrupt you. Hotspurs and D-Zig picking up 3 seconds each. What you were saying about the battle last week, Caddy? Oh, and Beck. Jesus Christ. These guys.
I know.
Penalty City.
Yeah, just that they're coming left, right, and center. And just saying how, last week he ended up winning the race, and here he is this week. All the way back down in 18th.
Ryan, or Doth, is tucked away in RC7 Slipstream, probably doing the right thing. I mean, Ryan is losing time now, about a second a lap, or I mean, about a couple tenths a lap. I think Doth has, if he can just sit in the Slipstream, not make any mistakes, charge his freaking battery. I mean,
that's what it looks like. He's up to 33%, where RC's only on about 16 right now. RC's going to have to use that battery to defend that position. Ryan cranks up the battery, so he looks like he might be making a charge here. Perhaps he might look for a move down into turn 1. We do need to watch out for Puff, because, I mean, he could easily get a podium position here on these soft tires versus the old mediums. He could really make a push. He's already made that gap 2.4 seconds between him and Janet. So now he needs to cut into the gap in front to Fuzz.
What is he doing? 122s? Oh, he's putting
122.5. Oh. So he is a man on a mission.
Puff gets a frickin' penalty for being too fast. How about that?
Yeah. He just wants to make sure everybody knows who he is. He is the defending driver's champion. Don't forget about him.
I know who he is. Yeah. and the little bit of chat last night, Coxie challenging Puff to a 1v1. My money is actually on Coxie, but that is because he is my teammate. I think Puff's got
there might be a banana peel involved in that too,
Oh, well, if there's banana peels, it's anybody's game.
Fuzz staying within DRS range of Ryan, or in front of him, but now Puff has closed that gap down to 1.4 seconds, so he's going to be in DRS range in probably the next lap.
Uh-oh.
The pace he's going.
Doth is, yeah, well, yeah. Fuzz is actually 5 tenths behind Ryan now on, oh man, this is
forget next lap. Puff is going to be in DRS range coming down the front straight here in just a moment, so
there's going to be some action here in the next couple laps between 5, 4, and 3.
Yeah, definitely, and we still got some action up there for 1 and 2. 122.4, so Puff just putting in fastest lap after fastest lap. Banana skin, banana peel, potato, potato.
Potato, potato, banana, banana.
Oh, was that Ryan running? Who was that ran? Did I see somebody run a little wide? Yeah, Ryan running wide, going into the Redifilio, and picks up a 5-second penalty, and Puff is getting the move done, it looks like, on Fuzz. They are side by side. It looks like he is going to have the inside line for the first part. Fuzz has the inside line for the second. Oh, a little wheel-to-wheel contact.
Oof.
But they both managed to keep it in a straight line. They're still almost side by side.
That's just respect right there. I mean, part of that probably Fuzz knows. Is Fuzz an admin? It's an admin.
Yes, he
right
is.
Now,
Yeah, because remember he won worst admin for the awards from last year.
Why? Yes, I forgot. Absolutely, shame on me. He's not going to?
I didn't vote for you. I didn't vote for you, Fuzz. I'm just saying. You won the award, fair and square. Now can Puff get by Ryan for that last podium position? That is going to be the question. Fuzz doing a good job of hanging around, though, within DRS range. So he could have an outside shot. That must be Beck, the ghost car.
Oh, no. That's never a good thing when you're going in side by side with a ghost. You know they're freaking see-through, man. They'll throw you off. These guys are... Oh! Fuzz has got to be easy on the throw. Zoinks picks up 3.
Yes, indeed. Now
I
Puff
haven't
up
known.
into the podium position now. Now can he use these soft tires and pull away from these guys? I'm not sure that he's going to be able
Ryan.
to close up to Doth in front of him. I
Oh,
think that gap's a little bit too big, and it'll take a little too much
easily.
life out of the tires. But RC has
Yeah.
gotten that gap outside of DRS range, but he is really low on battery right now, so he is going to have to take every opportunity to charge that battery up, because I'm feeling Doth will be coming for another charge near the end.
D-Zig picks up. I think D-Zig actually
Oh,
just picked up
D-Zig just,
2 threes. Gone
yeah,
now.
and now he looks like he is retired from the session.
Absolutely. Ryan.
He's still racing against the Ghost.
Yeah. How far? How how
I
how
mean,
long are Puff Softs gonna last?
well, you got to
I
figure with lower fuel, he's going to be able to get at least probably 10 or 11 laps out of
God
these. They're
damn
probably not going to have a whole
again.
lot of life left at the end, but if he can make that gap big enough,
Yeah,
then, you know, it shouldn't be a problem
that's
for him.
an excellent analysis for sure. I always forget about the fuel. Always forget about the fuel. Fuzz right behind Ryan. I mean, this is the battle to watch right now.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
is. Riding
Actually,
on board with this yellow
Josh
flag in sector
Josherson,
one.
4 tenths behind Harry. Maybe he can do it on this lap. 3 tenths. He's on
And,
2 lap pressure mediums.
and he will
Nothing
have
to lose.
DRS, you know, battling outside the points, but you never know with penalties in front. You know, you get up into 12th, and there could be some penalties that could promote you into the points.
We got Sir Harry swerving back and forth.
Trying to break that
Josh didn't get a
slipstream.
great exit. Yeah.
But using that
No.
DRS, not quite able to close up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fuzz on a run into Ascari behind Ryan.
yep, it's all about the
Excellent
exit out of
exit.
here. And it looks
Boom!
like he
That
got
was
a
a great
good one.
exit by both of them too. That
Both
was
of
a
them,
stunning
yeah.
exit.
But I mean, now that gap to Puff in front of them is 2.8 seconds. So Puff making the most of those soft tires while they're fresh.
Yeah, he's gonna want this. He wants this bad.
How many positions
Absolutely.
is Puff? Let's see how many positions. Puff is up 11 positions right now.
Really?
Yeah. So
Puffing
that
up his
is
chest a
pretty
little.
darn impressive to end up on possibly on the podium, as Fuzz looks like he got by Ryan and up into fourth.
Oh!
Ooh, looks like he had a little issue
Back
on the exit. Now
out of the session.
Ryan is looks like he is going to get back in front as they're battling once
Here we
again
go.
around Curva Grande
Here we
side
go.
by side. I feel like
away.
this is not on replay, folks. This is live.
Little touching a little bit. Ginnett is licking his chops right now. He's like, "Fight away, boys!" I'm telling
Yeah,
you
this
right
is
now.
this
Fight your
has
life
let
out.
him get up to this battle, and on those hard tires, he's gonna have a little more life in his tires come the end. So
And
perhaps
he's
he
now
could
within.
start pressuring him.
Yeah, I mean, if he keeps pressure, if he keeps the pressure on, manages those tire temps, he's gonna be right
Oh,
within
Fuzz
DRS
picks up a
range.
3-second penalty. Multiple warnings.
I haven't seen Ryan pick one up, but you just never know. I mean,
We'll
there's been
take a
like
take a
425
quick
penalties given out.
look here. Ryan does have a 5-second penalty actually. Yeah,
Oh,
he
where did
cut
he see that?
the
Jesus.
first chicane back when Puff made his move to get by him. So
Buff Digital with the fastest laps, so 122.419. Nice.
but yeah, these two battling is the best thing for Jennett, because he could definitely sneak up to fourth. But yeah,
this is
so
definitely- we're down
Ryan
the
needs to
twilight
get in
of the
front
race.
of Fuzz and get that gap a little over 2 seconds to be able to maintain to get fourth
Uh-oh.
place.
RC with the fuel warning. Doth has been saving his fuel. He has their ERS is equal, but I believe Doth has probably more fuel right now.
It would appear that way, because yeah, he is on the yellow fuel warning, so
I
it
don't know
is
how much
very
fuel that-
close. I'm guessing he is going down to lean mixtures. You see just bits of car sitting there on the outside of Ascari. A grave reminder to any drivers who make a mistake.
Josh Osterson can't pull it off against Sir Harry.
They're still having their
Hotspurs.
battle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, as Fuzz loses it coming out of Ascari, and that is it. The wheel comes off. Oh, that is
Fuck.
unfortunate. Looked
Whoops.
like he just got on the loud pedal a little too early, and the car went
Oh
around
man.
and into the wall. That is unfortunate for Fuzz, who was having a
So,
great race up until that
ugh,
point.
I'm devastated for Fuzz, man. He was putting in work.
Yes, he was. He was having some great battles, giving everybody something to watch, and he is not
Work, work,
happy.
work, work, work.
He didn't even clip the curb. He did, I guess just lost the back end. Huh? That's unfortunate. Sorry to hear you were having a great race up to that point. Some really good
Fuzz, my
battles.
man.
But now
It's
this
the
has allowed
ABS.
Jinnit could really take advantage, and definitely he could be looking at 4th place easily. I'm not sure if Jinnit has any penalties. Let's take a real quick look to see if he does. No, he does not. He does have a couple of warnings. Well, actually, somehow he's got 3 warnings but no
Skin.
penalties. That is not sure how that works, but
Who has warnings? 3 warnings. No
Jinnit
penalty?
has 3 warnings, but somehow no penalty according to the race director. But
Oh.
even if he does pick up a penalty, unless it's a 5-second penalty, he still could gain ground on Ryan because he does have that 5 seconds.
What
But he
position
may make
he
that.
started?
Jinnit started outside the top 10. Let's see. Oh, wrong thing.
I think it was right around.
I think he started in like 11th. I think he was just
11th.
outside. Yeah, because he's up
Oh, he's
6
great.
positions. So
But Puff,
you know.
Puff Digital, I mean, the story of today on 8-lap softs right now. I don't know if Ryan's going to be able to catch him. So it's definitely Ginnett.
One of
Is
the
in
warnings
it
might
to
be
win
for
it?
contact. That's a good point there, Simon. Thank you. One of those warnings for Jinnit might be just a contact
Easily.
warning, as it looks like he is.
Ryan.
Yep, gets that move done. Oh, JFD
JFD,
picking
oh.
up a penalty. That is going to
That's
hurt.
That's a poopy butthole penalty. Easily avoided. Sir. Oh, Hotspurs picks up 3. You just come in a little bit early. Stop a little bit early. I mean, I know everything's on the line right now, but you just can't afford to pick up 5 seconds from the pit lane.
As RC heading down into Scary still has that fuel warning and is using a lot of battery to try to keep this gap. He only has 13%. Goff looks like he is saving his, and
RC
I think
playing. His skates are not sharp right now. I mean, he just did a 250-foot power slide, and also probably would have filled his pants with a little bit of foam at that point.
he needs a fresh pair of underwear, that's for sure. But
Definitely needed a fresh set.
in the words of Jeremy
Hanes
Clarkson, some poo has come out.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Perfect.
right now, 2 laps to go. He still has the yellow fuel warning on. Very little battery. And can Doth make a challenge here at the end?
Short shifting like a true veteran of the game. At this stage, you just can't risk it. Short shift, although RC just got an excellent exit. I mean, maybe he's digging in a little bit more, but you can't afford to lose it. I mean, second is excellent.
It's going to be very close whether he can catch him or not, for sure. I mean, Dolph does have more battery. Just wish it looks like he probably has more fuel as well. Question is, how long does he wait to make his charge? I think he's really got to start making it right about now, because
Hotspurs into Parabolica.
we have
Josh gives it up.
just over a lap to go here. They come through Ascari, and they are going to get ready here after going around Parabolica to cross the line for one last lap. RC has gotten rid of the fuel warning, so now he can stretch it out a little bit. No more yellow fuel, but he does not have much battery left. Ryan's going to use every bit that he has left in order to try to catch him here on this last lap, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I think he might have waited a lap or two too long to start making the charge. He's 1.4 seconds. It's going to be a lot to make up.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So RC7 has come back with a run a beautiful race. I mean, he's done your standard strategy. It just shows you that if you stick to the rule book, softs to mediums, you run a good race, you quality nice. I mean, this is anybody's race, or this is definitely RC's race, but like
Definitely
I
a
said,
little retribution from last week, what should have been a race win. So hopefully he'll be able to pick it up here. Now that gap 1.9 seconds, so it looks like barring any kind of mistake, as they head through the two Lesmos for one last time. And
Doth's
heading it
taking
down
it
to
easy.
Ascari. Yeah, Doth has definitely backed off.
For sure.
I think he realized maybe he saved that charge a little too long, or maybe he just did not have the overall race pace to catch RC. Doth looked like he was going to run away with this race at the beginning.
Puts Ali in the pits with a... What's he going to do? I don't know what he's doing now.
He might just, you know, be saying hi to his pit crew, congratulating them on a fine weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, good job, Mercedes boys.
Doing half a last lap on softs, trying to get a fastest second.
Oh, I had a feeling that might happen with the penalties. I knew RC had picked up a 3-second penalty. But Doth ends up taking home the win because of the penalty. It was RC finishing first on track, but this is, man, probably driver of the day right here in my opinion. Puff Digital moving up 11 positions. Zenith finishing in 4th. Ryan coming home in 5th place. Looks like the other Red Bull of biggest, so some good points here for Red Bull this evening. And Biga coming home in 6th. Zamaglis looks like he will take 7th.
Yeah.
Followed by JFD, who actually, depending on penalties, may lose a spot to old Stiggy. Yeah, because, you know, Stig just does not pick up penalties.
Stig is in our 50s club, right?
Oh, but JFD picking up fastest lap at the end for a bonus point, a 22-1. So that's why he was making that late pit stop.
I was confused.
Oh, and Josh Josherson picks up that last point due to a penalty for Harry. So the Alfa Romeo picking up a point.
Yeah.
Wow, Harry's hot under the collar, that is for sure, after that.
Hot under the collar. As Ferrari's B team comes in for an extra point there. Great race. Caddy, you did it fantastic as always.
Yeah, you too. I mean, that was about as exciting as a race as we could have hoped for. Some great battles up and down the field, and you know, there's the top 3 standing on the podium. It is Doth who ends up taking home the victory after penalties applied. RC coming home in 2nd, and Puff Digital in 3rd after a fantastic drive from 14th to finish in 3rd. So that was a great race by everybody. No torpedoes into turn 1.
Shout out to my buddy Richard Myers, my work friend, coming in just to spectate, listening to his boy talk it out. That's fantastic. Thank you, Richard.
Apparently, it's too much poop talk for him. So you know.
Too much poop talk.
You know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, here we go. We got all the penalties, man. It's just.
Yeah, but Doth finishing 1st, RC in 2nd, Puff Digital taking home 3rd, Zenith in the Toro Rosso in 4th, Ryan in the Haas in 5th, Biga in the other Red Bull in 6th, Zamaglis in the Toro Rosso in 7th, Stig in the Renault in 8th, JFD coming home in 9th, and Josh Josherson rounding out the top 10. Sir Harry Hotspur, Sam, Prince Ali, Zoinks. Our next finishers and the non-finishers: Fuzz, Beck, Dizeg, Brent Crystals, Destroyer, and Mario. But that has been the Italian Grand Prix tonight. Tune in Thursday night, 8 p.m. for Tier 2 here at Monza. Should be just as exciting. So, anything to say before we leave the fine folks this evening? Chicken.
Just, you know, the standards. Thank you for everybody coming out tonight. We had about 20 viewers in the chat. The chat was very active. We always appreciate that, covering all the penalties and small things that the commentators miss. And of course, this is my 2nd time out commentating, and I had a great time with you, Caddy. And third of all, shout out to, or I'm gonna just pay my respects to Kobe Bryant. It's really unfortunate what happened again. And all the people involved with the accident. Great race, guys, and thanks for having me out again, Caddy. I really
absolutely. It was a pleasure having you on board. So I've been Caddy Damas with Electric Chicken, and we will see you next week. Peace.